11:58 a.m. Pacific time. What is it all about? It's a Saturday. What is it about? It's about the markets selling down and that the high flyers that we've always talked about, these social media stocks, some of these internet stocks, were so overvalued and overpriced. And once again, as we've always said clearly, the investor will be hanging out there on a limb. And I'm going to say that Priceline had on Friday a $72 reversal. ICPT, $43 reversal. Google has a GOOGL and then GOOG. But nonetheless, the GOOG, that one dropped $24. That was the gap open down. Okay, the range though was very nice. And now that we can trade that Google on a daily basis, ISRD 31, ATH 20, Netflix down another $20, and Amazon down another $19, and BIIB, that big bell tether. Now, biotech is a different story. The sellers are getting washed out, and the low is 286. It did rebound, but the market was selling off on Friday. You had a tremendous reversal on a Friday. You got earnings season that starts on what date? Well, let's say 4/7 of 2014 on Monday. Here we have Tesla Motors got a big drop. Lots of headlines around Tesla. Nonetheless, we got REGN, another great biotech stock, getting very cheap again. All right, so there was profit taking in the IBB index across the board. It was $14. What I am going to show, though, from a daily perspective, is that short term, and I'm going to say this again, short term stocks are a little bit oversold on a daily level. When they bounce up to a lower high at resistance, and then they're going to roll over then and make lower lows. So I'm going to start with Amazon right here. And I'm going to start with this one because I want everyone to see this Amazon right now. And I will be doing this is the earnings season. I just want people to know, you to know, that Wall Street had ignored Amazon quarterly earnings. And it was getting away with murder because their margins during those earnings were very little, meaning that their margins, those gross margins and whatnot, were contracted, and people finally got tired of it. And the thing about it is, we told everybody that these things are going to end up in a bad way. And basically, here's your low. That's your low, and your low was $315. From this high reversal, what this stock market is doing in calendar 2014 is what it should always do. And that is just shake that bull out and make these things drop where they can get on sale. Just because in a very short time frame that Amazon is on sale and very oversold on the daily is only a trade back to lower highs and price what? Volatility. Yeah, you heard me. So, this is how Amazon is going to set up. Not only is it going to be Amazon, it's going to be the broader market in general. Let's take a look at the high flyer ICPT that dropped from these highs up here. And I'm just going to show you what these markets are doing. It's everything that we said it was going to do. And not only that, you can go back and look at our analysis before the year started. This stock here got up to a higher low of 484. The high low from their gap over there was 497. You have gone, my friends, from 484.99 down to the intraday low of 288.50 on ICPT. That now it too, like all of them, have daily sell signals. That volatility in 2014, we clearly said it was going to rock your head. And that those people that were involved in these markets, pumping it in high algorithms, using supercomputers, software to pump up these valuations, they're all going to end up in a bad way. And that means that they're taking out all the stop market orders, good till cancel in every one of these names. Not to mention this big one here. This is a Google GL. Okay? And basically, they did their stock split. And now that they've done their stock split, it's fallen through that 100-day moving average, and it makes a great trade short term. Google, after the split, is oversold on this daily chart, and we broke below that 100-day simple moving average. And not only did we did it clean. So, therefore, I will tell you that the high was 579 and the low was 544. And this is the particular one that we're going to trade, which is Google CLA. Okay? I'm going to show you the difference with just GOOG. Yes, after the split, you don't hardly have any data. But I will tell you right now, from $604 on that high down here on Friday to 543. And yes, that is a different class of stock that Google has. We're going to be focusing on the GL one. This one gives us the distance and everything like that. Big Bellwether ISRG, which had news in the thing about their Da Vinci units, it had gaps all the way up here as high as you could get on that MACD. And let me tell you one thing right now. This one's not done going down. It took out all the short sellers on a gap, and that's your reversal right there on ISRG. And it is. Look. Look. 536 to 505. All right? And these were the percent losers on Friday. Here's another great stock. Now just remember, these stocks are buyable and they're worth a trade off of the bottom to their resistance levels and then taking it short. One thing is for sure, this high flyer, you can clearly see in calendar 2014. I will be happy to draw you that trend line of where that lower end of that gap was, and that 100-day simple moving average is breaking down very clearly, and that they pump these stocks, they are daily sell signals. But let me tell you something, and just remember this. No one ever said that you had to love it. No, it's a trade, and it's tradable for a short-term oversold signal. They will bounce off of those lows, then they'll come back to where they broke their lows. There's going to be new resistance, then they're going to roll over and make lower lows. And that is the way it is. Short term, this one's a great one, and it's ATHN, MMT. Oh, look at the big weather belt. Oh, my goodness sakes, we got Netflix, okay? Oh, you Netflix lovers, you institutional people, you were warned. And you were warned by me. And the thing that you were warned about was that these tops were going to have a big, huge reversal. This thing is broken down short time. I'm telling you, short term, in the time cycle, that 200-day simple moving average is going to have that support. But here's what I wanted to tell you. And I'm going to tell you that these investors and this bigger money, they're in the house of pain. That was a 456 high. This was all daily tops that could not. 456 high there. Another high of 458. That was the blow off. And then we started that trend. And then look at how many calendar days that this name right here from 456 all the way down here to 335 has been one of the biggest reversals in any one of these high flyers. And that Amazon, as I have told everyone, that their business model over the longer time frame, they're not going to be able to compete. And what do I mean by that? There are other firms that are coming in this space. Yes, it was a darling for the institutional guys. Yes, it was a darling. Yes, it's oversold. Yes, it's oversold. And it's due for a pop back up. But technically, I am sorry to tell you, this thing is more than broke. And the people that were irrational, exuberant, are in the house of pain. And this stock here, you want to know what it did? I just showed you what it did. It made a low on Friday of 335.88. Yes, we will trade it for a gain. And yes, we will walk away with a good move off of that lower end. But I will tell you, if you want to fall in love with it and don't take your profits, they're just going to disappear faster than anything else. And that will come clear to you at a later date. That is the conclusion of Netflix and all the daily moving averages, that this stock is broke. Here we go with the biggest bellwether in the biotech. Look at Biogen is a sound company, and it is. And that it's had one of the better movements in these markets going back in calendar 2013. And then we made the all-time highs and we pulled back to a major support level. Yes, that daily sell signal is about as low as you can get. Yes, we are long the stock right now, and I'll just let everyone know that. And yes, the stock will have a bounce, and it will. And the model between a biotech firm that is going to be kicking butt with earnings move behind it, meaning they're going to beat their report. They got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. This one here is not a tech stock. Let's get that straight. That's number one. Number two, it's not a hardware stock. Let's get that straight. That's number two. Number three, let's get it straight, that it is a trade off of the bottom to sell. And that each day we're starting to see a $10 range either up from that support level, that lower support level off of the bottom, and or from the top down. We are entering a very extreme oversold environment. And yes, we are going to trade this off of the bottom. And let me tell you something. This stock right here has got some major support levels. It broke the 100-day clean. The 10-day is coming down on it. You can see where the highs were up here. You can see that daily sell signal that we're pointing out. And all eyes will be on this stock. And that calendar 2014 was a profit taking in some of these biotech stocks. Not because they're broken, not because they're a bad stock. And as a matter of fact, they'll be the first ones that bounce over the other sectors and indices and then regain and take their leadership back. Remember, they're only doing better. They're not doing worse. So, all eyes there on BIIB. Here we are, MMT, CSGP, and we have, once again, a complete breakdown. We had told some of our other guys about this, and that this stock here was grossly overbought. And yes, the high frequency algorithms ran these things to such extreme levels, and investors are definitely caught in this trap on COSTAR Group. The symbol, once again, is what? CSGP, and here it is, that 20-day moving average, or the 200-day simple will have some support. That's going to be right down here, slightly above that. And that, yes, it's tradable off of the bottom. And yes, it will have a great move. And the low was 208. But these highs up here, that's a fairly decent correction in that name on Friday's percent loser. Bellwether Tesla, how about that? Just think of what they did in that high frequency algorithm model. Just think that you had more headlines than I've ever seen on a publicly traded company. Some kind of headline had to come out each day, and it did. And what I'm going to point out with this one is the following. People that did not listen are in the house of pain. We hit $265 on 2/26 calendar 2014. And we just hit some lows over here at 203. Do the math. Every rally up is a sell. You buy the low, you sell the top short. And once we break this lower trend line, this is going to be one that's going to go a lot further down. I can tell you now that I will be short on this thing all over the top of it. Why? Well, number one, I'm breaking the 10-day, I'm breaking the 50-day, the 20-day is going down in value. It's a great trade on an intraday level, both long and then short. And now we are going to go lower, and the daily sell signal just started. And let me tell you something. This is a great trade because when it goes up, it's going to roll right back over. Oh, yes, it is. And why do I say that? Because it just started this new daily sell signal. And yes, you're breaking down in all key technical levels. Get ready and get your trading shoes on, MMTs. Biotech, REGN, one of the biggest gainers in the biotech sector. They got a lot going on. This is your calendar. All of these broke out in 2014 on the year. This one here, look at, there's been a lot of profit taking. They're going to be the best ones, though, to trade off of the bottom. And you heard what I said. They're going to trade off of the bottom at the lower support levels. They're going to bounce up, hit resistance, and then it's going to be time to get short. So you got your intraday long and you got your short. And you can be very aggressive that when this breaks that 200-day simple moving average, this is where it all started right here in calendar 2014. Oh, yes, and it's broken down miserably. Oh, yes, it's short-term oversold. There's no doubt about it. But I will tell you one thing right now. That 100-day simple moving average is at 277. I'm going to blow this up. Why am I blowing it up? I will tell you right now that these particular units in this sector are oversold and that there isn't any headline risk. The only thing that has happened in these names is there was profit taking and the algorithms, high supercomputers, were selling the bid. There was stock market orders, good till cancel, was stock market orders that got hit. This is how you get down here. This, all eyes are on this one, I can tell you right now. And another thing I'm going to tell you right now, that low on Friday was 293. Yes, sir, it was. There are great opportunities that are in this market right now. Here we go with ILMN. And what a great stock this has been. I will just tell the MMTs once again that, like I've said, before the year started, we were overbought. These things have got 2014, the bear is in control. Yes, you're oversold. Yes, you're coming down here to test this 100-day moving average. You broke below the 50, the 10, and the 20, and that's the damage. But once again, I would just like to recap one thing, and one thing for sure. I will say to you now that high was $180 on 225. And I will say on this low was $133 on 327. And then you bounced up back into that level of resistance. And now you're printing at a low of 135 once again. Listen, this is the way 2014 should be. I will say right now that when this 100-day simple moving average at 133.26 pennies come into play, if we break it, we're going to sell it short. And this is going to be the next support level. But nonetheless, I'm telling everybody, you trade up at the bottom like that, and you sell it short after you make that bottom. You sell out because they can't go any higher once they hit those resistance levels. It's not like 2013 where just everything went up in a high frequency trading model. No, no, no. That price volatility is here to stay for the rest of this year. And no, I'm not even going to go into next year. But when next year gets here, oh my goodness, you don't even want to know what's going to happen. This is all part of a buying opportunity, and these extreme oversold intraday only. You go long, and when you come up to resistance, you go short. You keep it simple, simple, simple.